I don't have to tell you that common sense plays a big role on how I assess things. So Joe Biden comes out with a new student loan forgiveness program that flies in the face of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court says you can't make an end run around Congress, and he comes out again and makes an end run around Congress. Well, there was a guest on The View who calls out the ridiculousness of it all, and wait till you see what the cackling hens do to her.
And you guys know my position. I think Biden's student loan bailout was a mistake. I think it puts a Band-Aid on a massive wound.
Why?
It does absolutely zero to address the unaffordability of higher education.
Yeah.
It does nothing to hold the schools accountable. It does nothing to educate the students on the loans they
But it helps you if you have a loan and you're 50 years old.
But again,
that's when it helps you.
People making 120, you're getting a bailout if you're making $125,000.
Look, don't take a loan if you don't plan on paying it back. It's the bottom line. Again, we get back down here to common sense. So here's my question, because I'm not an attorney. I like to think I am sometimes, but not in this case, unless he's just not allowed to do it and he's doing it anyway, Joe Biden. How do you come up with another program that was already deemed unconstitutional? Joining us now is the NCLA president. And why don't you tell us, Mark Chenoweth, what NCLA stands for? Because no one's going to know what the hell NCLA is.
We're the New Civil Liberties Alliance, and we're an organization that's about 6 years old now, that's sort of trying to pick up from what the ACLU used to be in terms of standing up for civil liberties. We really do stand up for civil liberties, including things like, go ahead.
That explains why I would have you on as an attorney in this case. Now, can you help me here? Why would this not be unconstitutional as well?
Well, I think it is, unfortunately, Grant. What the Supreme Court referred to in its decision was the major questions doctrine. It said that you have to have a clear statutory authority for an administrative agency to exert this kind of massive power for it to expend something like it will have to do in order to forgive $500 billion in student loans. And it doesn't much matter whether you're rummaging around in the HEROES Act, which is what the Supreme Court said you can't do in the Biden v. Nebraska case, or now this new law, this new theory under an even older law, the Higher Education Act of 1965. There isn't clear authority there to do it either. So it's more of the same from this administration.
It seemed to me that the heart of the Supreme Court was that Congress has a role in how the United States spends its money, and that you can't make an end run around that. And in the end, they just found another loophole, I guess, in their mind to make an end run around Congress.
Yeah, I think it's even worse than that, Grant, because they had a deal here with the debt ceiling increase where they were going to stop the pause. And now they've said they're not even going to do that. The pause is costing $5 billion a month for the American taxpayer when the Department of Education refuses to start recollecting these student loan payments. And now it's said there's going to be some sort of an on-ramp for a year where they're not going to report any failed payments to any credit bureaus or anything like that. And so they're even though they said they were going to stop the pause, they're really not. The only thing they're doing is they're going to say, well, the interest is going to start accruing again on those loans, but they're not making folks make those payments the way that they need to.
All right, lastly, real quick, what do we do now? There's going to be more lawsuits. Would the Supreme Court take this up immediately, seeing that they probably just got slapped in the face by the Bidens?
There will be more lawsuits. I don't know that the Supreme Court will take it up immediately. There's a series of steps that you have to go through before you can get to the Supreme Court. But hopefully, the Supreme Court decision in Biden v. Nebraska will stiffen the spine of lower courts to act more quickly in this next round of lawsuits.
Yeah, I can't imagine a Supreme Court justice that put this ruling down would be happy with the Biden administration for coming out with this when really they had spoken. It just shows no regard for the rule of law or our system in any way, shape, or form. Mark Chenoweth, I appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you.
Good to be with you. NCLAlegal.org if folks want to continue to follow this.
Absolutely. NCLAlegal.org. All right, folks. Hey, protect yourself with gold today by texting America to the number 989898. Our friends over at Birch Gold can help you do this. Now's the time to put your money into a precious metals IRA. They can help you do that. They can help you buy physical gold, so you can put it in your gun safe, hide it in your attic, bury it in your backyard. It's a commodity that you can hold. You know, we got a centralized digital currency on the way. There's going to be no privacy in how you spend your money anymore. Gold has stood the test of time as a privacy commodity. It has stood the test of time as an investment as well. I urge you to talk with the folks at Birch Gold about this. I trust them. So many of our Real America's Voice viewers have bought gold from Birch Gold. So here's how you do it. Text America to the number 989898. That's America to the number 989898. And talk to our friends over at Birch Gold today. All right, coming up after the break, the same air purifier the Department of Defense uses is now available to you. We will talk about that next.